Gosh, just sends chills down the spine. I still can't get over when he first became Phantom of the Opera, because all I ever knew about Michael Crawford was this.
Have you had a nice day?
I lost my job, didn't I?
Sorry, Frank, I completely forgot.
How many times did Frank lose his job?
And you know what? The cat's done a whoopsie on the carpets. Remember that one?
Look.
It was such a wonderful show. He was so funny, and we all enjoyed watching it as families, I think.
But look, we're having trouble getting Michael down the line. He has been talking to one of our sister stations in Melbourne, I think, this morning, so he might have been held up there a bit longer. We're hoping to see if we can get him on possibly after 1 o'clock. I'm not quite sure what the state of play is, but hopefully we'll get him on. Anyway, before Frank Spencer, there was this.
When your Sunday clothes, we're gonna ride through town in one of those new horse-drawn open cars. We'll see the shows at Delmonico's, and we'll close the town in a whirl, and we won't come home until we kiss a girl.
That's Michael Crawford and Hello Dolly, and he was in that with Barbara Streisand.
I know, it's amazing what he has done. I mean, a real talent, dancing and singing and of course comedy, which he really loved. But as you said, nowadays, do you know he's living in New Zealand? I didn't know that until I read it in the paper on Sunday. But he's been living over there for a little while.
You're there! Michael Crawford, thank you for joining us at long last.
Well, I was reversing the charges and they wouldn't put me through.
Oh, wouldn't they?
Look, obviously we're going to cut our time with you very short here, but, from Frank Spencer to suddenly this bloke's doing Phantom of the Opera, and I must admit, all of us are going, thank God Frank's finally got a job. Big change, wasn't it?
Yes, I bet he was quite pleased to put some money into the house.
I bet
I was just listening to that, listening to Put On Your Sunday Clothes. It sounded like sort of Looney Tunes. I mean, the voice compared with what my poor singing teacher then had to start working on. And I had this wonderful teacher, which was such a gift in my life and changed my life. And I worked with him for 30 years. And so after I finished Dolly, it was just after that I started to go to this singing teacher. And 25 years after I'd worked with him, that's when I was heard by Andrew Lloyd Webber when he arrived early one day with his wife, Sarah Brightman, for her lesson, and they couldn't see who was singing, but they heard me singing upstairs in the studio. And when I'd finished and gone out the front door, he came up and he said to the singing teacher, "Who was that singing just now?" And I hope he's not in Australia. And he said, "I'm so sorry if it offended you, Andrew. It was Michael Crawford." And he said, "I think we may have found our phantom."
Wow. Was it difficult, though, for you to be taken seriously when you first landed that Phantom role because of Frank Spencer?
It most probably was, but you see, if the composer heard the voice and thought, that's the voice I want to hear as the Phantom, and he didn't see the face, he didn't know who it was, so therefore it was the biggest break for me, was him not knowing that I was singing that.
There's so many generations that still watch. Some others do have them, and I think it's 40 years ago now.
Yes.
You did all the stunts apparently for the whole thing, as well as obviously the on-screen role. Is that right? You did holding on to buses and roller skates and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it's the sort of thing boys love doing anyway. You see, so when you get to the age of 28 and you're actually getting the chance to do it again and not get arrested for it, you're getting paid for it, it's a perfect opportunity to have great fun.
We've got your CD here, the double CD set, which is lovely, The Story of My Life, which really is the story of your life in song, isn't it?
It is, in song, yes. For the last 25 years, they're the songs that I had the opportunity, very surprisingly, as you point out. I mean, before that, it was mainly comedy, and suddenly your life changes. It's as though your voice breaks.
Yeah.
You go from hello up there to suddenly hello. How are you?
we nearly got a Frank out of you.
You very nearly did. Yes.
You don't do that. You don't do that anymore.
Well, yes, you do.
Can you sneak a quick one in? No.
No. I did that for Tracy Grimshaw last night.
I saw that last
and she
night.
didn't know I'd done it. She said, can you do it for us? She said, don't you do it anymore? I said, no, I don't. And she said, oh, well, all right then. And she didn't know that I'd just done it.
How embarrassing.
Oh, it's very funny last night with the cushion. What happened with the cushion?
Well, they said to me, are you uncomfortable sitting there? He said, would you like a cushion just before I went on the air? And I said, yes, that would be good, because I felt a little short there looking up at her, and I'm not really very short. I put my elbow was up in the air on the back of the chair because I couldn't see her. You're sort of in front of her.
Oh.
And so they put this cushion up, and I sat on it, and just before we went on air, they said, take the cushion away, take the cushion. They came and ripped it from underneath my bum, and I slid straight off the sofa. So Frank still lives.
Oh, Frank still does. Does the cat still live, though? That cat?
The whoopsie cat?
Oh, the whoopsie cat, yes. That was just an ad lib.
Really?
Yes, something had happened in the corner. I said, oh, look, he's done a whoopsie in the corner. And of course, Michelle started to laugh and didn't stop. And it was just an ad lib. And then I think it's now in the dictionary.
Well, we watch it with our kids, and you had the daughter Jessica, and some others do have. And when our daughter's called Jessica, we told her we named you after Jessica on that program.
Oh, so she's thanking you for that.
Hey, you say Australia holds a special place in your heart, so why are you living in New Zealand?
Well, it's quieter. I wanted at the time I needed some sort of real peace and quiet, and I went over there about 5 years ago, and I got a place, and I got a boat, and I sail and fish and swim
fun.
and grow things. Yeah, it's just
Michael, can we interrupt you quickly?
Yes.
The news coming up, but apparently we're allowed to have another chat to you when the news is finished. Is that okay with you?
Terrific.
We'll look forward to it. We'll be straight back with you, mate. Thanks for talking to us.
Moyd, thank you.